Imagine this. You're walking down the street, and suddenly you trip. For 1 second, your brain panics. Did anyone see that? You quickly look around like a secret agent in a spy movie. A man is on his phone. A woman is talking to someone. A kid is eating ice cream. And you realize something strange. Nobody noticed. Nobody cared. And that moment is actually one of the most freeing realizations you can ever have. Because the truth is simple. Most people are not thinking about you. Not because they hate you, but because they're too busy thinking about themselves. Think about it. Yesterday, someone probably did something embarrassing in front of you. Maybe they mispronounced a word. Maybe they spilled tea on their shirt. Maybe they waved at someone who wasn't waving at them. But right now, you probably don't even remember who it was. Exactly. That's how everyone's brain works. Everyone is the main character of their own movie. And in their movie, you're just an extra walking in the background. Now, this might sound a little sad at first, but actually, this realization can completely change your life. Because suddenly, many of your fears stop making sense. You stop worrying about posting that photo. You stop overthinking every message you send. You stop replaying that awkward conversation from 3 years ago at 2 a.m. Because guess what? The other person probably forgot it 5 minutes later. Let me give you a funny example. Have you ever sent a message and then stared at it for 10 minutes before pressing send? You read it again and again, then you delete one word, add an emoji, remove the emoji, then finally you send it and immediately panic. Was that weird? Meanwhile, the other person opens it, reads it in 2 seconds, and replies, "Okay, that's it." Your 10 minutes of overthinking versus their 2 seconds of attention. Another example. Think about school or college. Remember that time you thought everyone was judging your clothes? You walked into class thinking, everyone is looking at me. But in reality, one person was thinking about their exam, another was thinking about lunch, someone else was thinking about a breakup, and one guy was probably thinking about chicken biryani. Nobody was analyzing your shoes like a fashion critic. But our brain loves to create an imaginary audience. Psychologists even have a name for it. It's called the spotlight effect. Your brain acts like a giant spotlight is always shining on you. But in reality, most people don't even have the lights turned on. They're too busy dealing with their own problems, their own worries, their own insecurities. That's why the day you realize nobody is constantly thinking about you, something powerful happens. You become free. You start trying things without fear. You start speaking without overthinking. You wear what you like. You say what you believe. You start living for your own story instead of performing for an invisible audience. Think about how many dreams people kill just because of what will people think. Starting a YouTube channel, changing careers, moving to a new city, speaking on stage, posting their ideas online. But the funny part is, most of those people are too busy deciding what to eat for dinner. They're not holding secret meetings about your life. Nobody wakes up thinking, let's analyze Ashik's decisions today. That meeting does not exist. Here's the truth. The world is not watching you as much as you think. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually a superpower. Because it means you can experiment, you can fail, you can learn, you can be weird, you can start again, without the pressure of imaginary judges sitting in the audience. Even the most confident people embarrass themselves sometimes. The difference is, they don't spend 3 days thinking about it. They move on. Because life is too short to replay small moments again and again. So the next time you feel nervous about doing something, remember this simple idea. People are not thinking about you nearly as much as you think. They are thinking about their work, their phone, their problems, their future, and sometimes just about food. So go ahead, start the thing you've been delaying. Say the idea you've been hiding. Take the opportunity you've been scared of. Because the day you realize nobody is constantly watching you is the day you finally stop performing and start living.